Hello good people, and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be slipping down a slippery slope on TikTok called the Fat Acceptance Movement. And all it is a bunch of fat, overweight, unattractive women who have been blackballed by the male portion of society for their weight. And so they've come together in this complete victimhood mentality, looking for someone to feel sorry for them. And you know what? We're just not here to do it. Not on Visions of Asia's channel. And you guys know me. I'm here to rip you to pieces. So if you're here to watch, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and let's enjoy. Shall we?
First of all, there's already something called categories that fact activists have been using for a really long time. Here they are. As you can see, it goes from small fats to mid fats, large fats, and then super fats and infinity fats. I want you to notice right here, it says as your size and weight go up, so do the number of barriers that you face. Over here, you can see it says clothing size, weight, and lack of accommodation continues to go up the fatter that you are. So when I first started noticing mid-size becoming a thing and a trend here on this app, I was like, okay, yep, totally makes sense. They're in between, they don't really have a place. I can understand how that might feel. However, I started to notice a couple of things. I started to notice mid-sized people talking about how there's no mid-size representation, which is not true. And I started to notice how mid-sized people would complain that they couldn't find in clothes, without acknowledging the fact, the access that they have that larger plus-size people do not have.
All right, I'm gonna stop her there, because to me the whole categories thing is just completely stupid. Fat is fat, whether you're 10 pounds overweight or 150, you're overweight. There's just no way around it. And granted, the more overweight you are, the more susceptible you are to problems, comorbidities, diseases, and things of that nature. My problem is when you have fat people like her, who have clearly eaten yourself to a level of obesity that has ostracized you. This lady in particular, she literally just shows this much of herself in the camera, because you guys, I'm telling you, this lady's, I've seen her full body, and she's probably at least 350. Easy. Like the front of her stomach is like bigger than her backside. She got one of them shapes where it's like all in the front. Depending on how your fat gets placed, you could just have an atrocious shape. And you know what, to me, if you got all your fat right there in the front, you got the fupa like a size of a ottoman or something, you know, that's just nasty. And I think this girl has a stomach like that. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of her, but if not, just take my word for it. She's fat. Nobody feels sorry for you, because fatness, obesity is a choice. You don't have to live on French fries and cheese. Oh, and for people to just be like wanting somebody to feel sympathy or something, like, no.
So what I personally have a problem with is mid-sized folks talking up and over larger plus-size folks and not acknowledging the privilege that they do have. Whenever I talk about my struggles, I also try to acknowledge my privilege, because I have it. Right? Part 2 of a larger plus-size person talking to a mid-sized person about what the issue is.
Like, they want you to feel bad about yourself because they feel bad about their self. Delight.
So, I have an issue with that. And I know that you showed in your video a bunch of comments about larger plus-size people talking bad about mid-sized people, and like, you know, I understand. Like, it's not nice. It's not. However, there's a difference between punching up and punching down, number one. Number two, what you described as happening is not happening at all. What we as larger plus-size people want is for smaller plus-size people and mid-size folks to acknowledge the privilege that they have.
Oh, what's the difference between punching up and punching down? Punching is punching. I'll tell you exactly what it is. People who are fatter are gonna always be jealous. They'll be jealous, like a girl who's a size 22 will be jealous of a girl who's a size 12 because she's 10 sizes smaller than her. You know, if you're running around 10, 20 pounds overweight, nobody is like, your life is not halted. You're just a little overweight. It just may be aesthetically not as attractive as somebody who's in good shape. You can still enjoy all types of things, whereas someone like her, she probably can't even fit in like a small little car like our cars. We both have Kia Souls. They're not exactly big cars. Someone like her couldn't even fit in the seat probably. And the world doesn't owe you anything. People don't have to go around making stuff bigger just because you're bigger. It'd be different if like all of a sudden people started to grow to like 8 feet and that was like the normal height. You know, if that was the case, then yeah, the world would need to accommodate the changing growth of the population. But people aren't getting taller. Y'all are just getting wider. And that can easily be changed because you don't need all that excess weight. Once you start getting past like 18, 20, up, like that's when it's like, okay, you're getting too big and you're jealous. You're jealous of people that are smaller than you. That's what the point of this video is. Oh, you can't punch down. No, people can punch wherever the hell they want. Okay? And if you happen to be the place where the fist lands, then that's on you.
You are free to talk about your struggles. 100%. Please do. However, you also have to acknowledge that in some things and in some cases and situations, you have a lot more privilege. You have a lot more access. And you are viewed as more attractive and more worthy than larger plus size people are. Because the closer you are to thinness, the closer you are to being the ideal. Now, I understand that you are not thin, but you are more thin than I am. And therefore, like I said, you have more access and more privilege and you're viewed as more favorably. And I personally just need smaller fats and mid-sized folks to acknowledge that a heck of a lot more than they already do. So it's not about wanting to bring you all down.
So a person who is smaller than you admit, is going to be favored by society more. They're going to be treated better. Their access is going to be better. Their quality of life, point blank period, is going to be better. And you do realize that your weight is something that you can change. So weight is not a finite thing. You're not stuck being fat like people are stuck being black, a person who's an amputee. There's people that are paraplegic and they're literally stuck. There's nothing that they can do about that. You recognize that your access has changed. You recognize that the world is not built and not accommodated and not favored for people your size. Your size is something that is changeable. That is something that if you just simply change the way that you ate and exercise, then perhaps your weight would be more normal and then your life would probably be going in a more positive direction. Am I right to assess that? Seeing as how you consider people who are just even a little smaller than you to be more privileged? You're in America. You're not in some third world country where like food is hard to find, clearly. You know what I mean? Of course you have privilege. Look at you. Your life screams privilege. You have so much privilege. You know what I'm saying? You have more privilege than so many other people who struggle to find food on a daily basis. And here you have more than enough to survive on just on your left arm. There's another minute left. Let's see if we can handle it.
Because we don't feel good about ourselves. That's not what that is. Honestly, that leads a little bit towards fatphobic rhetoric, to be honest. And I know that's not what you're trying to do. I understand that you're upset. And I think in some cases you have every right to be upset. But don't do that. Please don't do that. So I guess to sum it up, here's the thing. You mentioned that in the comments that you get in your video, you get people telling you that you're not plus sized. And nope, the tag on your clothing says that you are. You absolutely are plus size. However, when you get that comment, that should signal to you how you are viewed by others. And be a reminder of the privilege that you do have. It doesn't feel good to be told that you're not plus size when you have to buy from the plus size section, and I totally understand that. And you want to be validated in your struggles, 100%, I get it. But again, that should be a signal to you and a reminder to you of the place that you have in the community. Not that you're outside of it, but that you hold a lot of privilege. And that's all.
That was truly sad, wasn't it? And then she had to end it all with,
you want to be validated in your struggles.
People looking for a way to feel special somehow. And I don't know why, like, bringing yourself down and making it seem like you're going through something, you're stressed, you're struggling, you're dealing with all of these horrible things. I don't know what that's about. I don't know if that's like an American thing or just like a modern female thing. I don't know what that's about, but I feel like a lot of these people want sympathy. Like, you want to be validated in your struggles as a plus size person. Like, first of all, if you're running around in like a 12 or like a 14, yeah, you're plus size, but you don't have any struggles. Unless you're like 4'11" or something, and you're that big, then maybe you have some struggles. But normal height people and that weight is not going to be anything struggle about it. Like, you might have a hard time finding clothes. Like, when I go shopping, because I wear anywhere from like maybe a medium to a large, maybe even an extra large, depending on the type of clothing, I can literally find something in all those different sizes. You're telling me that just because you have a hard time finding your size sometimes, that makes it a struggle? This is just more evident of how soft and weird the society is. Like, y'all are just so weak. Just a bunch of pillow people walking around soft as crap. Everything's a struggle. Everything's hard. I couldn't find my size. God, my life is so hard. Oh my God, I'm so fat. Nothing fits me. I can't fit in a normal chair. Life is just so hard. Yeah, life is hard because you made it that way. Had you just ate less, had you just been a little more active, you might be able to fit those cheeks in a chair with arms on the side of it. I mean, if you're running around obese in 2024, like, I mean, and I know that so many people are, it's because you're just lazy. Like, just admit it to yourself. Like, be like, I'm lazy, I'm a fat ass, I eat too much. Like, just say it. It's not that hard. Like, I can say it. I'm a fat ass, I'm lazy, I need to get up and exercise more. That's just simply what it is. Like, for me, man, I gained 60 some odd pounds in my last pregnancy. Thankfully, I've lost 40 of it, but I still got another 20 pounds to go, which my weight loss journey may be put on hold, and I'll have to give you guys an update soon about that. But anyway, my life is just, I myself have been dealing with some struggles, but the struggles that I have deal with other things, you know, like being a parent, and how I already have 2 kids, and I might very well be expecting yet another one. Anyway, you guys, pray for me, because your girl gonna need some help pretty soon. Anyway, thank you so much. If you've made it this far, you are the very best. You are the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Give yourself that pat on the back. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. And guess what? I will see you next time.